Functions of a small intestine. Chemical digestion takes place in a small intestine. It receives enzymes from pancreas, liver, and gallbladder for chemical digestion. Why pancreatic duct enzyme enters into small intestine by pancreatic duct. Pancreatic enzymes and bile from the gallbladder enter the small intestine in response to the hormones secreted by the small intestine when food is there, when nutrients are present, called cholecytokinin. Next hormone is secretin. It releases or promotes the secretion of bicarbonate into the small intestine to neutralize the harmful effect of acid coming from the stomach. So basically, small intestine help in chemical digestion. It receives enzymes from pancreas, liver, and gallbladder. Liver secretes bile, which is stored in gallbladder. So it receives enzymes. It secretes small intestine secretes hormones cholecystokinin and secretin. Cholecystokinin produce or promote the secretion of pancreatic enzymes and bile. And secretin promotes the secretion or release of bicarbonate to neutralize the acidity or acid, hydrochloric acid coming from the stomach. There are three classes of nutrient that undergo digestion, that are protein, lipids, and carbohydrates. Digestion of protein. Protein break down by chemical digestion into peptides and amino acids. This chemical breakdown begins in the stomach and continues in the small intestine. The enzymes which help in this breakdown of protein into small peptide are trypsin and chymotrypsin. Digestion of lipids are also called as fat. They are converted into fatty acid and glycerol. The enzyme which help in this breakdown is pancreatic lipase. It converts or break down triglycerides into fatty acid and monoglyceride. Pancreatic lipase, this enzyme, works with the help of the bile salt secreted by the liver and is stored in the gallbladder. First, bile salt emulsify the fat. The bile salt hold the triglyceride in the watery environment until the lipase can break them into small parts that can enter the intestinal villi for absorption. First of all, when fatty food enters into small intestine, bile release into duodenum and emulsify the fat. Then pancreatic lipase act on it because pancreatic lipase needs watery environment. So when fat emulsified, it acts on it and break it into fatty acid and glycerol. Digestion of carbohydrate. Carbohydrate break down into simple sugars called as monosaccharide or glucose. The enzyme which help in this breakdown is pancreatic amylase. But some carbohydrates, notably starch, convert into oligosaccharides. Other carbohydrates pass undigested into the large intestine and then further handled by intestinal bacteria. Dextrinase and glucoamylase further break down the oligosaccharides. First, pancreatic amylase breaks carbohydrates into oligosaccharides, then dextrinase and glucoamylase further convert this oligosaccharide. Other enzymes are maltase, sucrase, lactase. Lactase is absent in some adults. For them, lactose disaccharide is not digestible, is not tolerable. Some carbohydrates such as cellulose are not digested at all. So basically, in small intestine, chemical breakdown of protein, fat, and carbohydrate take place. And they all convert into smaller particles so they can easily absorb in the villi of a small intestine. And these chemical digestion takes place with the help of some enzymes like protein. In case of protein, trypsin and chymotrypsin helps in the digestion. In case of lipid, pancreatic lipase and bile helps in the conversion of lipid into fatty acids. And in case of carbohydrate, pancreatic amylase, dextrinase, glucoamylase, sucrase, lactase, maltase, they help. Because first, carbohydrate convert into oligosaccharide, then these oligosaccharides convert into disaccharides by dextrinase and glucoamylase, then disaccharides are further converted to monosaccharide by maltase, sucrase, lactase. In some adults, lactase are absent, so this lactose is not digestible in the small intestine. They are not tolerate the lactose, and cellulose is also not digested at all.